Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of the video. Thank you so much for all who shared, all who have subscribed. To the new subscribers, feel so much welcome to this channel. On the previous video, we talked about how you can apply for schools in Norway, what is expected in terms of documentations. On this one, I am going to further expound on financing, my experience as the only black girl in my class. Is there racism in Norway? Can students work? How long can they work? Are jobs available? So much information. So keep on watching, subscribe, like the video. It really helps if you like the video. YouTube recommends it to more people. So if you can like, share and subscribe, it would help me so much. Also, watch at least one ad to help me get paid, you know. Anyway, let's get straight into the video.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side.
I'm gonna do a separate video talking about my visa application process, but one of the things you need to know is that the embassy UDI needs you to have a certain amount. As I was saying, they need to know you're gonna be able to sustain yourself in Norway. So the amount is 128,887. That's like the amount I personally paid, I think. But I think it keeps changing every year depending on the currency exchange and things like that. So when you convert that to Kenya shillings, it's more than 1 million. I think you should multiply that figure by 12. Part of the application process of your visa is depositing that amount in the school's bank account. So the reason you send it, you have to put it in the school's bank account is because, of course, you don't have a Norwegian bank account because you've not even yet come to Norway. So you have to deposit that amount to the school's bank account, and then when you come to school, you're gonna apply for your own bank account, and the school is gonna transfer the funds. So it's not like you're paying the school that money or you're paying the embassy. No, the embassy application fee is different. This is like your money that you are showing as evidence that yes, I can be able to sustain myself. And if it's someone else doing it for you, maybe they're in Norway or maybe they're in another country, maybe it's your parent, they have to deposit the money, and then once they do, you send that receipt to the school, and they send you a certain document like to certify to the embassy that you've paid that, and you're gonna attach that with your papers when you are taking them to the embassy. So I can share much about that in the visa video that I will make. For the visa fee, I actually paid in Kenya shillings 81,000. It was between 81 and 82,000 Kenya shillings, and it's because around that time the exchange rate was so high, and I think right now currently it's even higher. But also it depends on the bank, because I paid with Equity Bank, because you pay with your debit card, like you put your visa information on the website, UDI website, they deduct directly from your bank. So depending on your bank, the bank charges different fees. So for me, I think among my fellow Kenyan students who we were coming with, Equity Bank was so expensive. I paid around between 81 and 82,000, around there. So the visa is actually also expensive, and of course that amount I've told you, the 128,887 thousand Norwegian krones, that helps you for one academic year. So after 1 year, for example, if it's a master's degree which takes 2 years, the following year you're gonna repeat the same process. You're gonna put the same amount now in your bank account, or I'm not sure whether it's in the school's account, but you have to document that amount again each and every year. But also in that other year, if you will have gotten a job in Norway and you have a contract with your job, you don't have to put the whole amount, because they can see that you have a job, so you have some money coming in every month. So they will just need you to maybe put half the amount, or I don't know exact how much that will be. For me, if you're wondering if it's easy to get a job in Norway, I probably also should do that as another video. But most of my fellow Kenyans who we came with already have jobs, but for me, I went for my interview and I am actually waiting for them to tell me when I'm going to start. So yeah, kuna kazi. Language requirements, if you're coming from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, most of these countries, especially if your country like has English as the main language, Nigeria, Ghana, I don't think you don't need to document language. You don't need language, the TOEFL or IELTS. You don't need that, but also that is dependent on the school. But most schools, if you're from any of these countries, Kenya or Uganda, you won't need the language. So I didn't need that. Unfortunately, guys, currently, Norway, the Norwegian government is trying to reduce their national budget because of the prices of everything going up in the world because of the Russia and Ukraine war. And one of the things they want to reduce or take away is actually the amount they put in the schools for us to study for free. So they actually want to introduce international students should pay their tuition. If you apply now during this period from October to December, if you get the admission, I'm not sure if you are gonna also have free tuition. Maybe by then, if that debate passes, then you will have to pay tuition fee. But I honestly don't think it's as expensive as studying in the US or other countries. It won't be that expensive, but they will, if it passes, they are going to introduce a tuition fee. Then we won't have free education for international students anymore. But I'm really hoping that they don't. I hope that it keeps being free, because I also want to see other Africans benefit from this. I mean, guys, the quality of education in Norway is so good. So good. Again, I'm gonna talk about that in detail, about the differences between the Kenyan education system and the Norwegian education system, the culture shocks I have had. So I'm also gonna do that in a different video. That's why I really need you guys to subscribe and keep it locked, because from now on it's a lot of content from Norway. When you are applying for the study programs, as I said, just go to a school's website, click, for example, University of Bergen, go check out the programs offered in English and check out the programs you are interested in. And in most schools you can apply up to 3 programs. Even though you have a bachelor's degree from your country, you can also apply for a bachelor's in Norway as well. So you don't have, if you have a bachelor's in Kenya, you don't have to come here to do the master's. If you don't find something that you're interested in the master's programs, then you can also apply for a bachelor's program. And I would advise you to apply to as many schools as you can. For me, I applied to almost 7 schools, so I actually got admitted to 2, and the one I took was at the Norwegian University of Life Sciences. In the program is International Environmental Studies. The other one was UIT, and I got I got the master's in public health, but I couldn't go there because that's like very far, the northern part of Norway. I don't think I would get a job. Then it's very cold there. Where I am now, I'm hosted by my brother-in-law, so also there I wouldn't have someone to host me. Then I would have to pay for my accommodation. So it just made sense for me to apply for this program. But at first I thought, I don't even have the relevant background for this course. I don't know how they picked me. Honestly, guys, God is amazing. Like he had, I believe it's God who had placed the desire for me to move abroad in my heart, and I believe in Jesus. So for me, I kept trusting and believing in God that if he placed that desire in me, the Bible says that he who started a good work in you will be faithful to bring it to completion. For me, the good work was even having that desire to move abroad. Not everybody has that desire, and doesn't mean that if you don't have that desire, then living in your country is bad or it's a bad thing. No, but if you have that desire, God is faithful. He is faithful. If you trust him, if you can believe, He is faithful to bring that desire to completion. So even though it's not Norway, even though you want to go study in Germany, or you want to get married abroad, you basically want to move abroad, God is faithful and He can honor that desire, and there is nothing impossible with God. He actually can do it. If He said it, He will do it. But the question is, can you believe Him? Can you trust God to help you in that? Because guys, for me, even when I was applying, I had no idea where I'm gonna get the money for the financing for the academic year, because that was over 1 million. I didn't have money for the flight. I didn't have anything. You also need to come with a good laptop. I didn't have, when I was doing my bachelor's, I didn't even own a laptop for the 4 years in campus. But I really believed God, and my sisters kept reminding me, because we're very close with my sister and me, that Shykoh, it's not where Bora, you are doing what you're supposed to do. You've applied for those schools, leave the rest to God. He's the one who has even given you the wisdom to know there are such things. Not many people know, and the fact that He has given you that wisdom, you apply and leave the rest to God. Take it at that time. And for me, that's what I did. I used to apply and say, when the time comes and I have been granted the visa, if I'm granted the visa, the God who helps me to be granted that visa is that will provide the other money that I need. If I've gotten the money to apply for that visa, then I will have the money for the other thing. So basically, if you can trust God, He is faithful. He will not disappoint you. So I wish you guys all the best, and I really pray that they don't introduce the tuition fee. But even though they introduce the tuition fee and you really want to come, guys, you just come. Take that step of faith. Take that step of faith to apply, even though it's not in Norway. Take that step of faith to like take yourself, to push yourself to the direction you want to go. Also, one thing I should tell you guys, education is not so easy here. Like, the quality of education is so high, the standard is so high. So just forget everything you've read in Kenya in terms of how the systems run, and come open-minded. Be open-minded, because I've realized the education system in other countries, not just here, it's so different, and it's more demanding. So you have to give it your all, but it's definitely worth it. One thing I love about being here is the people are so friendly, people are kind. I have honestly not experienced a racist situation, or I've not met a person who was mean to me. I am actually the only black girl in my class. We are only two African students in my class. One is from Ghana, a guy, and I'm the only girl from Kenya, of course, but also I'm like the only black girl. But most times I actually forget that I'm the only black girl, because I never feel like I'm being treated differently. And also I have really, really nice classmates, so I'm so grateful for that. And for me, those are one of the things that made me choose Norway, because I was like, I don't want to be in a place where people look at me a certain way, or people treat me badly, people are racist. I wanted to be in a place where I feel included, I feel respected despite my color. And so far, I have experienced peace and so much joy in Norway. As for the weather, when I came, it was not that cool. It was actually warm, because it was the end of summer and the beginning of autumn. But right now we are approaching winter, so it's getting quite cold. But as long as you dress warmly, you will be okay. And as long as you're in like a house or in a bus, train or class, all those places are heated. So the only time you'll feel cold maybe on your face is when you are moving outside. But if you dress properly, you will actually enjoy the breeze. I hate cold, and when I was in Kenya, usually I used to overdress because I don't like cold at all. But now, because of how warm I dress here, I'm actually able to enjoy the nice fresh air and cold breeze outside. And as you can see, I'm in the house and I'm not wearing a sweater. But that's because the house is heated, and also the ring light in front of me is giving me a bit of heat. But it's not that cold. Don't be traumatized, and don't be discouraged that life is too expensive. Of course know that it's more expensive in most aspects. Transportation, housing, those things are expensive. But also if you get a job here, the wages are good, so you will actually be able to sustain yourself. And I actually also think that you would be able to pay the school fees they require. But also taxes are a bit high, though you also experience the benefits of paying those taxes, because if the systems work kabisa. So I feel like I've already talked too much, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Basically, if I have not answered a question that you have, leave it at the comment section below. But also guys, there's information in Google and YouTube, so much information. Imagine just Google as well, and as much as you watch this video, try to also go further on looking for more information and like research. You guys, before I came to Norway, let me even show you. I know my handwriting is bad, but can you guys see I had written the requirements for Canada, au pair, which is also another way you can go abroad. Like I was so determined I have to move abroad. You can see I was also planning to apply for Erasmus Mundus, which is a scholarship, and I had listed down what is required of me and the courses that I want. I was so determined. So in case you see that this education thing is not this is not the path that you want to move abroad, don't give up. There are other ways, and I'll also do another video on that, other ways you can move abroad, because before I came here I had done a lot of research. But basically what I'm saying is there is so much knowledge out there, guys. Honestly, if I knew what I know now, maybe I would have finished my secondary school education and maybe spend 1 year in Kenya and then just leave and do my bachelor's abroad. Like I wouldn't stay in Kenya if I knew, because for me I always desired moving abroad. I would have moved a long time ago, but maybe then this is the time God wanted me to come. But basically there is so much power, or there is so much knowledge online, and yes, knowledge is power. So if you can feed yourself with information, if you can Google, watch YouTube videos from different countries, gosh, like there's so much information, guys. Usizubai. And if you also have like siblings when wanateseka Kenya, imagine just help them, help somebody too. If you're watching this and maybe for you are okay in Kenya, and maybe you can help someone else, maybe even pay for their flight, or even when they are traveling, just buy them something, give them like even 1,000 bob, shika hii iende kusaidia mahali. Imagine, do it, help somebody. Let's be there for each other. Anyway guys, I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. I know it was a bit long, but I felt necessary to share the things that I have shared. I hope that you consider subscribing to the channel, and guys, share this video with a friend. If you know someone who wants to move abroad, share this video with them. Tell them to subscribe to my channel, because I will not just be talking about Norway. As I've told you, I'll also show you guys different pathways that I have researched that you can use to move even to other countries. So until the next video, kwaheri.